So wow, that's a really weird effect. Look at that. That weird kind of. It's all smudgy. Huh. Weird. That's because the sun's coming in from a weird angle. It's super early, and well, it's not actually that early anymore. But yeah. So today, I'm gonna try this out. I hope this doesn't come off as too gripey. If it does, then maybe I'll stop doing these kinds of videos. But I've been working in retail and the service industry for quite some time, ever since I was in college. I actually kind of enjoy it because I like working with people. I like being with people, and I have some really great regulars. People who come in all the time, and the great customers are so great. But it just only takes like one or two really crappy people. And it's something about America, but I guess I'll talk about that some other time. But it only takes a couple crappy people to really ruin your day or ruin your um, mood. Not mood. It's just that makes it like a lot tougher for you to enjoy it. And so I thought about it. I've lowered it down, limited it down. I've got basically 4 things that kind of drive me crazy from working. Let's say, well, in a restaurant. Let's say restaurant. And again, if anybody finds this video and watches it, don't take it personally. That's not my point. My point is not to call somebody out individually and say, "Look, you suck." No, it's not about that. I think these are things that people do, and it actually even makes. Sometimes they might even make logical sense, but they don't realize they do it, and so therefore, like, they don't realize it can be annoying, or it's just such an easy fix. It's such an easy fix, and all it takes is a little bit of effort, a little bit of like awareness, and realize that you're doing it. So, like, okay, so first off, for example, communication in life is super big deal, right? Super huge. This involves you in your work life, in your personal life, in your relationship. If you have kids, with your kids too. But so much, especially now when, like, I'll ask people for, like, packets. Like, do you want packets of soy sauce or do you want packets of duck sauce? And it drives me insane because I'll be like, hey, sir, or madam. I don't say madam, I say ma'am. I said, ma'am, would you like some soy sauce? And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm like, doesn't matter. Okay, so you don't want any. Okay, here you go. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can just give me whatever. A handful. Or they'll say, like, a few, give me a couple. Or even worse, they'll say plenty. Make sure you give me plenty of sauce. Like, for you guys, maybe it doesn't mean anything. Plenty. But the thing is, you have to remember, like, I'm just a dude. You're somebody else. When you say plenty means something different for everybody. Some people come in and say, let me have plenty of soy sauce. They mean 3. Sometimes people come in, they say plenty. They mean 10 or 12. And it drives me. It's not their fault. It's not your fault. If you do this, I guess I'm not trying to blame you. But, man, it's just one of those things that makes communication more difficult. And I know some people are going to argue, like, why don't you just shove a bunch in there every time? And personally, I don't think that's how restaurants should work. That's not how business work. You should always put in the extra effort. Do it correctly. If they need this much, give them that much. If they need this much, give them that much. And especially in a restaurant, especially in America, waste, I just don't understand, man. I go to other countries and, like, Americans are, like, one of the most wasteful people I have ever seen. I mean, I'll see plates full of food when people leave. I'll see people take way more things than they need. This actually leads into my second gripe. I guess that's what I want to call it. Like, it has to do with sodas and water. Like, when people go get refills, they go and they act like we're going to run out of soda, right? It's like, and they have to fill the damn cup to the very, 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 very max. Like, they have to fill it to the point where, and it's like, dude, that one extra sip of soda at the end of your, come on, it's fucking everywhere in America you got free refills. You can get free refills anywhere, okay? There's no need to fill the drink up all the way. Just fill it up. And they always fill it up, and then it's like they're using the soda machine for the first time. They fill it up, and then they turn around, and then that's when the soda just goes. The fizz catches up with the soda, and it goes over, and they just spill it all over the floor, and I'm like, damn it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. We live in America. Everybody's eating at McDonald's like 8 million times. Why can people not just not fill up the sodas all the way? And then that's leading into my waste part, is that I'll see people all the time. They'll finish eating. You can tell they're pretty much done. They're like, "Oh, I need to get another drink. I'm still kind of thirsty." They'll get up. They'll either walk to the soda machine or walk to the water, and they'll go and go, and they'll fill it all the way up. It's like, "Oh yeah, that's a nice, beautiful, full glass of drink," and they'll go, and then they'll just turn around and walk out. And it's like 90%, 75% full of a cup. I don't know why people do that. I think because it's naturally, in their mind, they're like, well, I paid for this drink. I should get as much drink as I can. And then they really don't need that much. They don't take, like, I'll do it all the time in restaurants. When I'll go, if they're like, "Oh, would you like some more water?" It's like, and I'm about to leave, I'm like, no, just half is fine, just half, and they'll give me half, and I'll always down it and then go. So like, again, this is not for me to be evil or mean and call people out and say you're a bad person, but I think it's like there's a lack of awareness, and like people argue all the time, it's like, "Oh, we gotta save water. Let's save water for the future generations. Let's not pollute the environment because of straws." I mean, there's plenty of other stuff that you can do on a personal level, just individually, that, I mean, you could do it and it wouldn't even cost you. It'd probably even save you money. And people don't do it. I think it's because they don't realize it. I'm hoping it's because they don't realize it, and not because they're like wasteful bastards and like, "Oh, well, fuck it. My life is so good that I'll waste this." And it's not rich people, guys. It's not people who like, because the restaurant I work at is not like some hoity-toity, restaurant. These are just normal, common, everyday people that, sometimes they come in, they're like counting their dollars on how to spend their money on food, and still they're as wasteful as anybody else. And so another thing, and well, this is just, people are oftentimes like not prepared. It drives me crazy when you answer the phone and like, "Hey, how are you doing? What can I get you?" It's like, hold on. They're talking to other people, or they've got to ask other people like, "Oh, what do you want?" And then there's always like this, like, just handle the person the phone, please, because it drives me crazy when I'm like, "Okay, so you would like this?" And they're like, "Yeah, hold on. What do you want?" Okay. Yeah, does this have carrots in it? No? Okay. No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah. Okay, so they want that. And I go, "Do you want steamed rice or fried rice?" Hold on. "Do you want steamed rice or fried?" It's just like, dude, just hand him the phone. First of all, hand him the phone. If you can't do that, if you can do one more above that, just have everything prepared before. Like, that's just such a like human thing, and this is why you can't get mad. I remember when I was in high school, there were certain, y'all remember this too. There's people in high school that would like, the teacher's like, "Oh, you have a paper due in 2 weeks on the 17th," and everyone's like, "Oh shit." And like, what, 90% of the people are like, start their paper on the 16th. Like, "Oh shit, gotta start it up on the 16th. But there's like that 1 or 2 people per class that like 2 days later, they're like, "Yep, finished my paper." And then I remember looking at those people and you piece of shit. The paper's not due till the 17th. What are you doing it now? But there's just some people who are naturally like responsible or ready. There's something about them that they don't want to sit around for 2 weeks thinking about the papers. They just want to get it done. It's the same thing, man. People don't want to order till they got you on the phone and you're sitting on the other side and they go, I want, and it's the worst, man. It's the worst. People going, uh, just drives people crazy. Drives me crazy, I mean. Because, yeah, it's totally avoidable as long as people, like, just get their shit together. And, I guess the other one is when people come into the store, they'll mumble. Like, they'll be, if either they're on the phone, they're talking on the phone, which, here's the thing. I get it. Y'all's lives are busy and y'all's lives are important and you have stuff to take care of. But just realize that with you being on the phone, it raises the chances of the order getting screwed up. Because again, it's miscommunication. You're on the phone, you're talking to somebody, you're not paying attention. It's hard for us to, first of all, understand what you're saying yes to or no to or yeah, you know, it's, first of all, it's difficult for us. And, sometimes we ask you a question and you go, and then you didn't really mean to say, So just know that if you get your order screwed up and you were on the phone when you were ordering it, chances are you had something to do with it. So don't get upset at whoever you're ordering with. And on top of that, too, like, don't mumble. Be clear. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I'll notice that some cultures don't speak up. And I think maybe it has to do with, well, if I speak up, that means I'm the aggressor and I'm aggressing my position. Because, like, for me as Chinese people, we, like, yell all the time. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, oh, da-da-da. And then, like, all the time I've had people come and say, like, is your mom pissed? And I'm like, no, she's Chinese. That's how we talk. And I've noticed, too, that when I, like, raise my tone, there's certain, like, Americans who will be like, dude, bro, why are you getting mad? Why are you getting mad? I'm like, dude, I'm not mad at all. I'm just trying to be clear. Like, do you want this or do you want that? Which one? Like, I can't tell because you're going, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. Can I get one of those, please? And I'm like, huh? Can you speak up, please? And I'll notice that. And it's got to be a cultural thing because it seems like certain cultures do it more than other cultures, which is, again, fine. It's misunderstanding, and I'm just trying to understand, but sometimes people take it the wrong way. But the one thing you can do, please, food service, working with people is difficult. This goes in. If you come into a store and somebody says, "Hey, how are you doing? How are you today?" Don't go and just stare at the menu and not say anything. That's super annoying. I'm not even gonna say it's rude. I'm just saying it's annoying for me because that, like, if you want your interaction to go off well, yeah, you can control your interaction to go off well. Either you say hi first when you walk in, you say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Or if they say hi to you, just say, "Hey, yeah, thanks. I'm doing well." That's it. Because nothing will kill a person's, like, enthusiasm than you walking in and them going, "Hi, how are you doing?" And then I promise you, like, a fourth of the people that come in, I want to say a fourth of the people, maybe 1 out of 10. It's between 1/4 and 1/10. People will come in and I'll go, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they'll go, and they'll just stare at the menu and won't acknowledge you, won't say anything. And it's just a mutual respect thing, man. If you want me to respect you, then you have to respect me, and that's how you get off on the right foot. And this video has been going a little bit longer than I wanted, and I've got some of my frustrations out, and I don't want to be bitching about it all the time. Really, I don't want to complain, but there's got to be some hope for me that it's going to get better and people are going to learn to be better people to each other. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys learned something, or I hope you enjoyed it at least. Thank you. Bye.